Imagine a situation where critical evidence in a legal case suddenly cannot be used by the prosecution. This idea of evidence being thrown out of court is fascinating, and it often involves a foundational principle of American law designed to protect individual liberties during police questioning. The exclusionary rule generally applies to Miranda violations by making any statements a suspect provides during custodial interrogation inadmissible in court, unless the police first issued the Miranda warnings. These warnings inform a person of their right to remain just silent and their right to an attorney. If these rights are not read, and the person is in custody and being questioned, their statements usually cannot be used against them in the prosecution's case in chief. The reason for this rule dates back to the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which protects individuals from being compelled to be a witness against themselves. The Supreme Court in the landmark case of Miranda versus Arizona established that custodial interrogations are inherently coercive. To counteract this, officers must deliver specific warnings to ensure any waiver of rights is voluntary and informed. The exclusionary rule then acts as a remedy, ensuring that law enforcement complies with these constitutional requirements. This principle was further reinforced by the Supreme Court in Dickerson versus United States, which affirmed that Miranda is a constitutional rule that Congress cannot supersede. Practically speaking, if you are taken into custody and questioned by law enforcement without being read your Miranda rights, any testimonial statements you make can be challenged in court. Your defense attorney would file a motion to suppress these statements, arguing that they were obtained in violation of your constitutional rights. If the court agrees, those statements cannot be presented to the jury as evidence of guilt. This means the prosecution might have to build their case using only other evidence, which can significantly weaken their position. It is important to understand that the exclusionary rule's application to Miranda violations is not as broad as its application to Fourth Amendment violations. While physical evidence obtained as a direct result of an illegal search is often excluded under the fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine, this doctrine does not typically extend to physical evidence discovered solely as a result of an unwarned but voluntary statement under Miranda. For example, if an unwarned statement leads police to a weapon, the statement itself might be excluded, but the weapon might still be admissible if its discovery was not also a Fourth Amendment violation. The Supreme Court cases Oregon versus Elstad and Missouri versus Seibert have carefully carved out these distinctions, highlighting that only the unwarned testimonial statement is the direct constitutional violation. Ultimately, the exclusionary rule serves as a crucial enforcement mechanism for your Miranda rights, ensuring that your right against self-incrimination is respected during police interrogations. By preventing the government from using improperly obtained statements, it incentivizes law enforcement to adhere to constitutional procedures. This protection allows for a fairer legal process, reminding us all of the importance of knowing and asserting our fundamental rights when interacting with authorities.